This meeting is being recorded.
Ooh, what was that echo? What's up, fam? Welcome to L.U.S.T. Let Us Speak Truth. I'm your host, Nick. We got the panel on here. What's up, y'all?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Hey guys.
Yes, y'all. We missing Tanya and Ro tonight, but they'll be back on Sunday. So, y'all, tonight's topic, we're going to talk about, can you handle your mate telling you the truth in a relationship? Okay. So let me start it out. If someone told you flat out, I'm not happy, and explained why, would you get defensive or would you be open to change?
I'm always open to compromise.
Okay.
Yeah. Because my thing is, for the things I don't understand, I always say, well, let's talk about it. So I can see what you think, you can hear what I think, and then somewhere we can probably meet in the middle. And if we can't meet in the middle on that issue, we just can't meet in the middle, but
Right.
give it a shot.
What about you guys?
I'm open. I've always been open though. I think that I'd rather be told the hard truth than a soft ass lie. So give it to me. If you're gonna give it to me, give it to me. Give me the option of the truth so I can know what I'm dealing with, versus not giving me that option by giving me a lie and then I gotta go with it. So that's my thing. So I'd rather just give me the truth, whether you feel like it's gonna hurt my feelings or not. Give me the truth and let me see how I can handle it.
And it's sad, and I'm gonna let you go next, Trav, but I will say a lot of women cannot handle a man telling them the truth about them. That's why men shy away in the relationship and they hold back and they talk to their homies about what they're going through, because either they don't want to lose you, so they don't want to say nothing that's gonna piss you off, but they have these balled up feelings. Go ahead, Trav.
I'm cool. I'm listening to the answers, and ladies, this is the thing with this topic. Please, let's talk in good faith, because the truth is that you all cannot handle the truth at all. Number one. Number two.
Don't say us.
Um,
Just say
as
women. Some women.
some women, a vast majority of women cannot. With that being said, like as a man, you can't, because it's a situation where if you say something, let's just say it was a personal hygiene issue and you brought it to the surface, her feelings are gonna be hurt about it, no matter how you bring it.
But
I mean,
women,
but she should know that her whatever is thinking. Like, this is my thing. If there's some truth to it, let me. You can't get mad, because I know I'm a bit forward and attempt a tad bit assholeish in certain instances. So I don't get to have rose petal skin. Like, if it's an issue, we need to talk about it, because I have a thing about men with bad breath. Like, if your breath always smells like you just ate a doo-doo sandwich, I really don't want to be bothered with you. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm like, hey, we can talk about your teeth. What's going on in here? Like, for real. So I can handle it because I throw it out there.
So too, let me ask you this: if a man was to take his fingers and rub them across your yoo-hoo and
okay,
put it under your nose, would you? That would be, what would that be? What would that be? Would that be out of line? And said, this is not
so
clean.
is
I don't like.
he trying to tell me that I stink, or is he telling me it's dirt? Like, what
No,
is he
he's
trying to tell
telling
me?
you stink.
Well, I think there's a way that you can go about saying it. Like, I don't have a.
I think what it is some people can't be. You can't. It's your presentation of how you say it.
Exactly. It's all in the way you say it. So if you like, baby, let's talk
y'all,
about
come on, y'all.
No,
let me tell you something.
You got to think about it. You got to think about it. If you're going to have a serious conversation with someone and you're going to tell the person the truth, and within this truth, you feel like this may hurt or offend, you have to proceed. I'm not going to say proceed with caution, but you have to proceed and be gentle with your deliverance.
You have to deliver in love.
Yeah,
you can't just go out trying to embarrass or hurt their feelings.
Yeah, you can't. If you're in a relationship and you're being truthful about something, and you truly care about this person and you're telling this person the truth, your delivery is going to be gentle And then once you get into the conversation, then the conversation's had, because a lot of times hard conversations must be had. It's not going to be easy on either side, but the way that you present it in the beginning automatically can
Makes all the
determine that outcome of that whole conversation. So being honest is a necessity, and I need it. Like, I don't care if you think it's gonna hurt my feelings, you have to let me know so I can handle it the best way that I can, and we can sit down and we can talk about it.
So let me ask you this. What if I said, me and you together, Nita, and I say, hey man, you inadequate as a girlfriend. Is that terrible for me to say?
Absolutely. You
It
tell her
is.
what you
Your
want her to do.
deliverance is, yeah, because if, okay, so
How
I'm
is that?
inadequate.
But I didn't
Because the
deliver it
question-
bad.
But see,
No, you
But
did
look
because
though, your question, if you're saying, Lanita, me and you we're kicking it, we've been
I
in a
just told
relationship,
you
and you
what I
said,
felt.
huh?
you froze,
she
Trap.
froze. That's because you finna say some bullshit.
Right.
I didn't say nothing. I didn't
So
say nothing.
my thing is, if
Okay,
you
there you
tell
go.
me, if you say to me, you're inadequate as a girlfriend, the first question I'm gonna ask you is, how so? What am I doing that makes me inadequate to be your girlfriend? Like, what am I doing wrong? And what am I doing right? How, and why are you feeling this way? And then we're gonna discuss it, because I'm gonna say, okay, well, maybe I'm tired. I'm taking care of kids. I feel like I'm not getting the help that I need from you when I'm getting the kids back and forth, and I just haven't said anything to you about it because I'm thinking I'm doing you a favor by letting you rest. But while I'm letting you rest, I'm falling off from taking care of you, and now you feel like I'm inadequate as a girlfriend. There's two sides to every story, so you gotta come to me, give me the truth, so we can sit down and we can talk about it.
Okay, so next question. This meal tastes like shit.
Okay, what's your favorite meal?
What I'm saying is,
Look, if someone
right now,
said that to
right
me,
now,
it tastes like shit, I'd be like, you better dip it in some sauce or something to make it taste better.
Right, but see, for me, I'm gonna be
Right.
like, okay,
Yum
well,
yum, bitch. Like
it's right. But if you come to me and be like, this meal tastes like shit, and I'm gonna be like, okay, so what do you want to eat? What is it? Because I'm naturally a pleaser, and that's just what I am. So if you come to me and you be like, man, you made this steak and this steak was dry, I like my steak like this, immediately I'm gonna be like, okay, how can I fix it? What else can we do? Or what else is there? Or what, I'll make another, like me, I'm naturally a pleaser, so I'm gonna try to figure out how to fix it if you come at me right. But if you come at me like, bitch,
outside of your neck.
I'm gonna be like, I don't care if you eat the shit or not, nigga, I cooked. So it all depends.
Well, in my case, I don't like the bitch word because I just, that ain't my thing. But I'm saying, if I say, oh well, you know what, you need to catch a shower right now, you know what I'm saying? So that's like, if I say something like that, or if I was to say, like, I'm not gonna pad it too much if you're a grown up woman. These things you should know off the muscle. I shouldn't have to tell you that. I don't think
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, with hygiene, absolutely. Like you be like, hey, you gonna go wash that ass? That's fine. But
hygiene,
you can't just haul off and say, hey, your quads stink, right? You can't just say it like that. You gotta be like, what's going on with you and this?
Why you gotta say it like that? If you laying up there lapping in it and you smell, you know what I'm saying, the box is runt, don't give it to me.
She might not want to give you
Hold
know which
on.
one you
In other words, ladies, if you sit down to pee and you smell this odor,
don't get up and flop your ass in the bed and say, come on, no, not come on.
go to the
You
doctor,
take that,
figure it out.
take that, run on later and get you, listen, and stop buying that other soap. Get you some of that old yellow dial and wash thoroughly.
That is not going anywhere near my body.
But get them, watch this. Tootie, I'm from the South, get them ain'ts off your ass.
I'm not putting it anywhere near my lady part.
Next question. What if they told you the sex isn't good anymore? You guys are laying there, you're having a conversation, and they just say, you know what, just, it's not good no more. Like, it's not, you're not hitting it right, or
I'm bored with it.
Yeah.
Bad dick and disappointment.
Maybe you got bad dick and disappointment, and maybe you got a broke poop box. So it don't matter to me either which way.
Well, because I think that's when you start to lose interest, when you cannot effectively communicate, though. You got to think about it. If you're with somebody that everything is surface, you're not in a real relationship. You're in a surface relationship. So if everybody's tiptoeing around the real issues, tiptoeing around each other's feelings, y'all ain't friends. Y'all just being bothered with each other till you decide not to be. But you can't have a real conversation. You have to be able to communicate effectively, have a conversation about whatever the issue is, and you do it in a way that you don't hurt, you don't go at it with malicious intent, right? So if you were to tell me, Tootie, your quasses stink, and I'm gonna be like, oh, really? Okay, well, let me check this out. Well, I could have ate asparagus, and that might be the reason for the odor. I'm
No,
saying.
what if they're saying the sex just is not good anymore? What
Oh,
if you're laying in
quick to
bed?
say I'm bored with this one. Can we do something different? Like, I believe in spicing it up. So if you're gonna be with somebody, and like, I think sex is like the most intimate act that you can perform with another person. You have to be on good communication. And if it's not working for you the way that it's gotten like routine, like it's the same day, the same way every time. Don't nobody want that shit. Come over here and like bend me over in the bathroom or on the kitchen counter or some shit. But don't just be like, oh, we can only do a missionary in the bed. I don't want that. I'm not doing this. I'm going to lose
Spontaneous is
interest.
definitely needed. Spontaneous is definitely needed, but
Absolutely.
sex is more sex. If there's, in order for sex to not be satisfiable, there's got to be a disconnect somewhere. Just like Trick was saying, if there's a disconnect either mentally, physically, or emotionally, and there's one of those disconnects,
Or number
then the
one,
sex is-
spiritually. But go
or
ahead.
spiritually, the sex is not going to be enjoyable on one side, because you have to connect differently. You're just not, unless you just fucking, I mean, there's no connection, there's no emotion. You're just getting it in. It's a quickie, and you going about your business. But if you're in a relationship, you're looking for a connection. You're looking for a deeper feeling. And if there is not that, then there's a disconnect somewhere. And then, just like Tootie said, there needs to be a conversation. Like, where are we going? I feel like this, because when a woman is not connected, we immediately dry up. There's something wrong, because we're not connected. We're not getting wet with you no more. Something else is going on up here, because we're like, yeah, this nigga ain't shit.
This ain't what I want.
This is not what I want to
do this.
Why am I over here? And you start questioning why you're getting it in, and the next thing you know, it's dried up.
Go ahead, Trav.
That meant, and I know what Nick's gonna say. Don't speak for all men, but we don't process like that.
Yeah, don't think
You all, yeah, but we don't. You all's heart and vagina are connected. Our hearts and dicks are not connected, so that doesn't apply to us at all. It doesn't apply. Men have sex with a prostitute and he come home and love his wife. It doesn't matter. You guys don't do the same thing. So with that being said, if a dude rejects you sexually, he's done with your ass for real. Like for real. Like, because a dude, you know what I'm saying? A dude, he don't care. He will literally have sex with somebody that he would never even want to be seen with in public. That's not the way. You guys are mostly attached to a guy that you have sex with. So if you at a point where y'all saying that maybe the relationship is bad, something's going on with the relationship, but dudes, us, and sex, that's why dudes have mistresses forever. He don't never plan on leaving his wife. I don't know where they, like, we're not the same. Dudes don't get into that. We don't move like that.
Okay, next question. Ladies, if your man told you they wanted you to be natural, no makeup, hair, etc., would you be open to it and be all natural?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I am, so that doesn't bother me.
100%.
Go ahead.
I wear makeup when I want to, but that's for special occasions and shit.
Go ahead, Trav.
So I'm glad you asked this question. This is a great question. Great question. So, ladies, no, seriously, ladies, and not the ladies on this panel, because I don't see you guys wearing Tammy Faye Baker makeup and all that shit. So that's just our outfit. There you go.
Tammy Faye Baker, old lady.
Oh,
he made my soul look big.
I brought it back to you. But a man is never gonna come up to you and say, "I love your eyelashes." He don't give a fuck. A dude is never gonna say, "Oh, you
Your
have a
brows are on
you have,
on fleek.
yeah." There, yeah, he doesn't care. He's never gonna tell you, "Oh, that is the makeup job is astounding." He doesn't care. He doesn't care. Do you out there, the people that are listening to us, do you know how many women have gotten pregnant in an old bonnet on the top of their head? Men don't give a shit. I don't know why y'all put all that time and effort into that shit. We don't give a good
You are
goddamn.
stupid.
We don't. We don't.
She
Guys
got
don't
pregnant in a
care.
body, Travis.
I'm telling you,
But do
you
you
women got
think,
pregnant with
but do you,
bonnets on.
but look, do you I hate you with the bonnets.
Every
Do you
time.
think that women do that just for themselves or do they do it to
No, they do not. You do it because not for us, because we don't want it. We don't care about weave. We don't care about makeup. If you come in that room, he's still gonna get your ass. He don't care nothing about none of that. Y'all care about that. Y'all compete with each other, which makes no sense. But still, you compete with each other for the same things. Guys don't care about that shit.
Mm.
You know, not one bit.
Ladies, pay attention. Okay. So here's a question for the men. And it's just you, Trav. So represent well. Hold on. Here comes Tony B. Okay. I'll wait for Tony B to get on here. And I'm going to ask you men this question. Hold on. Hold on. I got another person coming. What's up, Tony? What's up,
What's
Jay?
going on with you? What's going on with y'all?
Hey, Tony.
Hey.
What's up, homie? What's up, big homie? What's up, bro?
Trav,
What's
what's
happening,
going on
people?
with you, my brother?
So I'm
Charlie.
glad-
Oh, hey, Rock. What up, boy?
Man, just got out the snow, brother. It's man.
Okay, hold on, y'all. So the topic today is, can you handle your mate telling you the truth in a relationship? So here's a question for the men. If your lady told you you don't emotionally satisfy her and she had a male friend she told all to, would you be upset? Go ahead, Trav.
That's another great question. Here's the thing: when a woman starts talking to a man, and that's and they're that in depth with conversation, it's only a matter of time before he's on top of her, pumping and sweating. So yes, I'm gonna have a problem with it.
That's not true.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
That's not true.
You okay?
Maybe for
Trav,
some women, maybe for some
you-
women I get, but some women, they do have males that they can go to.
No
And
male is your friend, Nick.
you always say
No male is your friend.
you always say that. I grew up with men.
No male
You
is
know,
your friend.
I grew up
you
with
know, I don't agree with that either, Trav, because you know why, right?
I have no. They're not.
Trav, I done told you before, don't lie. Not every female is attractive to you. You can't sit there and
No, I'm
say
not.
every female that you
Attraction.
so that can be your
Attraction.
friend.
No, not attracted to me. But here's the thing.
Attractive
man-
to you, meaning you'll see her and say, I gotta have that.
Listen,
Not every female is like that, bro. You know it.
A thoroughbred will have sex with a gutter woman. Please, I'm sorry, T. What I'm saying is,
So you mean so you think every female that you see out there, as long as she's got a slip between her and it's wet, she's attractive to you.
they
Is that
come
what you're saying?
standard on all models, so that's why men will sleep with all models.
that's not
I'm
true.
asking.
Trav.
No.
Trav, that's not
It
true.
rain on you.
I'm asking you though. Trav.
why
I
Every
mean,
the fuck
female.
you lying? Why you always lying?
I'm respond.
I have
I'm
a
respond.
I have a
T.
example. I have a friend that is a guy friend that I've had for many years. And he has never tried me. He has never came at me no type of way. He was in my wedding when I got married. And he's
Let me do this, Trav. I
my
got you.
friend
Oh
to
my
this day.
God. Oh my
Let
God.
me do this.
Hold on,
Let me
y'all.
do this.
Let her finish. Let her finish.
Go ahead,
No, I'm
Nita.
just saying, like he was in my wedding. He's my friend to this day. He's never tried me. He's married. I think he's still married, but we've been friends. We met at work. We met at work, and we
I'm
worked
gonna let
together
Jay
for a
go
long
and then I'm
time.
gonna say something. I'm gonna let
We
Jason go,
never-
then I'm gonna say something.
Go ahead, Jay.
I agree with Trav, my brother. Number one. Number two, Nita. Have y'all been okay? Look, just for shits and giggles, put the scenario up. Call them up and be like, you know what? I'm having some lonely problems, and I would like to get my Cadillac stretched out real quick. Come on through. I guarantee that man is dropping everything he's doing, and he's to you. Guarantee. Nick, you too. You know, you too. All three of y'all.
Well, see, here's the thing. I get what you're saying, but I'm at the end of the day, you can still be friends with somebody and not go that route.
Hold on, look, for men.
No, hold on, Jason, hold on. So my point of that is, okay, so if you're friends with an attractive woman or an attractive guy, yes, it's easy to slip and be like, yeah, okay, I'm lonely. Let me see what I can get out of him.
But what if they're not attractive?
To who?
To you. Everybody has a standard that they think is attractive.
Ugly women, brother.
Yeah, you do.
Look, don't judge me on my past, okay?
Jay, you mean to tell me if she wouldn't get the opportunity, right? You wouldn't knock it. Yes.
Listen, man,
if she's ugly to you, you mean to tell me because that's what Trav's point is. It don't matter if she's ugly or not. We're gonna hit whatever. I can't agree with that.
You put enough time go by, and it's just me and that person in a room together, alone, dark.
She got a bag over her head.
No, turn the lights off. Like
what if
look, turn the light off like that.
What if her hygiene?
Nothing wrong.
What if?
And then
this is for Jason and Trav. What if her hygiene ain't on point?
Then she's fired immediately.
You see what I'm saying? So you're not always on point. I've had fine women who hygiene went on point and I couldn't go there because she good, but she smoked cigarettes and this right here wasn't right. I couldn't go there. But that's just me.
I understand that because I came across a young lady that didn't use deodorant. She used lemon pills for her armpits.
No.
I said, you smell sour. Like it's like, ugh, you stink. Like go wash that in the shower. Now,
okay.
Code 10, evacuate.
This is particularly for Anita and my good friend there, Tootie. Yeah. See, what you ladies don't understand is men don't friend zone women. We don't friend zone women. That's something you all do. A man will lay in the bushes for 30 years and wait for you for a week to have a weak moment. Neither that man is not your friend. That man has never been your. That man has never been your friend.
An attractive woman. An attractive.
No.
I don't believe that.
Okay, so
I waited 30 years.
Look, I can say that because I was raised with my brother and all of his friends. I was raised with them. Never looked at them any kind of way. They never looked at me any kind of way.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about 5.
Hold on.
That's Fantasy Island.
Let me finish. I'm talking about 5 close friends that I grew up with. We've never looked at each other like that. And we've always been like that. Nobody ever crossed the line to even attempt to even find out. That's the part of being a friend.
This is why.
They're not your. Oh my God.
Hold on, Trav, let me do this. I got you. This is why. Listen, and Nikki, you know firsthand what shit I dealt with. I waited 30 goddamn years for one female and never pursued it. I just took my chance when I got it. And guess what? Out the park. Knocked it out. She never thought back then I had a crush on her or whatever. I guarantee you, some of your brother's friends done looked at you. Nigga,
but that's my point. It don't matter if they looked at me or if I looked at them. We never crossed that line and it was all cool. You can have that's
Nick, Nick, listen to me. We're hunters. You're predators. The prey. We're predators. I don't care what you think in your mind.
We're feeders.
You can say what you want. That guy will sit beside you and be nice to you, and he will have had sex with you 100 times in his mind. Stop playing.
And that don't matter. He can
mine mind though. He
can
didn't
fuck
do
me
it
all day in
physically.
his mind, but the
Hold
fact
on. So okay.
Need to
are,
stick your hand in his pocket and see what you get.
I'm saying
Right.
you can fuck somebody all day in your mind, but if you don't cross the line and you maintain that friendship, it is possible. That's what
Okay,
Trav.
so Nick, how many times you fucked other women in your mind?
How many times I fuck other women?
In your mind, in your mind.
Oh, motherfucker, let me think.
None.
Shut up. You
God damn
ain't
it.
never fucked no chicks in your mind,
In
my
your
boy.
mind, but
Shut the
men,
fuck up.
Y'all
that's just how you like y'all.
I just got a hard time believing that Travis is attracted to every single female he sees.
No,
As long as it's a
no.
female.
I'm
As
not
long as she was
attracted
born
to
a female.
No, I'm not attracted to every
Trav, you
female.
bust
I
down
see at
Rosie
all.
O'Donnell?
Huh?
You bust
She
down
paying
Rosie
me?
O'Donnell?
She's gonna pay me?
No.
See, look, see,
Look,
She's not
if
paying you
she's-
nothing.
it don't matter what she look like as long as she pays it. That nigga up
No,
here.
no. I'm saying,
You
here's
are
the
Travis
thing.
Gigolo. We established
I'm-
this a long time ago.
I'm-
This man.
I mean, my values up here. Certain women, and I know I'm probably gonna get some flack. There's certain women that I wouldn't, I would have to give away to another man. That's me. But
But see, you
I'm
contradicting
saying,
yourself. You're
no,
saying that there's
no.
no female friends that you have that you would knock down, even if you're
I
not,
don't
even if
have
you're not
I
attracted.
don't have female friends.
So what are
You
we?
got female potentials?
What are we?
Say what?
What
Huh?
are we? What are we?
Y'all like my people. I have to put you in another box. I don't deal with women like that. I don't
We
deal with women like
family.
that.
That's your friend.
Exactly. That's
We-
different.
So okay, so here's the difference of what Travis saying. You could hang with females and vibe with them and know them for a year, and they your family. You don't look at them as just your female friend.
I put women in compartments. But see, here's the thing. I don't think a man should give a woman any of his non-sexual energies he's not having sex with. Don't go by and fix no lights or none of that shit. I don't do none of that. That's friend zone shit. Get the nigga that's doing the plumbing to do that. I don't fuck around like that. I'm not coming to fix no lights. I ain't changing no tires, none of that. Don't do none of that. She got a man that's doing that. He should be the plumber should be he doing the night work, do the day work. Fuck wrong with y'all.
Okay, y'all. My next question. If your mate if they told the truth about how they felt about your parents or your family member and it wasn't good, how would you handle that?
Who you want to go first? I go first.
Go ahead.
Shit, my mama crazy.
I need that question again. I didn't catch it.
Okay, so if your mate told you the truth about how they felt about your parents or a family member like your siblings and it wasn't good, how would you handle that situation?
Oh, that's easy. But go ahead. I'll let whoever go up first. Go ahead.
I'll say with my family, my mama, sister, all that. My sister nosy, my mama crazy. And if it's true, I really can't argue it, but you better keep it respectful. You better not like dog her out and try to call any one of my family members a bitch or, keep it to me. Don't say it to them. I'll deal with that when I get to it. But you're not going to say anything
together. Would you bring them all around? Like or holidays?
Well, you got to bring them around just to see how they interact with each other. Now, if the interaction is bad after that first meet, you know what to do. And depending on how bad it goes, is depending on if you're going to stay with that person or not, because you're not going to disrespect my mom. And you damn sure ain't going to disrespect Lauren. I ain't even got to say nothing. And Lauren is going to get you. Like, so
I mean, but what happens
that's my
if
answer.
what happens if it's the other way around?
What you mean?
Like, what happens if, like with your scenario, Jason, what happens if your girlfriend is feeling as if she's not welcome, or your mom or your sister is being like rude or disrespectful to her?
Then I got to talk to my mom or my sister. But they're not going to be disrespectful for no reason. It's going to be based on something they either seen or I said to them, which if I'm in a relationship with them and I like, fuck with, I'm not going to bring that. I'm not going to bring that to them because it's my relationship.
Right. I mean, I say that because I've had this conversation before in my past, and it wasn't an easy conversation. And what I was saying was, hey, I know we're having family come in, but each time that they come in or each time we go visit, me or the kids are not acknowledged. We don't feel welcome. How do we navigate this situation without? And I did it. And like I said before, I'm a nurturer and I'm naturally a pleaser. So I'm like, okay, what do we do? How do I make sure that I'm comfortable in my own home while hosting guests? Because people are very sensitive about their moms and their sisters, their brothers. They're very sensitive about that. And in my experience, where I was more or less casted out, like, okay, well, forget your feelings. This is my mom, this is my sister, this is my brother. And I'm gonna rock with them, regardless if I was girlfriend, wife, or whatever. My feelings were not taken into account at all. So those conversations are hard. Like, that is probably one of the biggest challenges, is if you have a girlfriend that doesn't feel welcome and the mom has blatantly made her feel that way, or sister has blatantly made her feel that way, or brother or cousin or whoever.
Gotcha. Go ahead, Trav.
Another very, very good question. Nick, you on fire tonight, lady. I like it. I'm a little bit different, and I'll say this, y'all. And I wish more men felt the way I do, because I derive from men. So I've been taught. My lady that I'm with, my wife, whatever, she comes first. So bottom line, I'm gonna let her know off the rip. So when you're around family, you're gonna be treated with respect. So it ain't gonna be nothing back and forth, because my mother's not like that at all. But I've heard people go through that. I would just let my mom know, hey, what's up? We coming, and off the top, if you don't like that, ma, then we not coming, because I'm gonna make you respect it. I think everybody should draw a line in the sand and make people stand on the other side of that line when it comes to your relationship. Because here's the thing, I think a little differently. Y'all sitting on the same toilet, y'all paying the same bills, y'all in the house, y'all fighting life together. Them other people ain't doing none of that shit, so won't y'all stand back? That's how I feel with that. But on the flip side, if I got a woman and she's not reciprocating that to me, then I ain't gonna even go back and forth with it, because what your brother feel or what they feel it don't make shit to me. What we doing is what count. Now, if this ain't working, then we figure something else out. But outside influences need to get the fuck back. That's how I feel.
I agree.
I would say, if it's your wife, it's your mate, then absolutely come first. And you can ride with your wife regardless. Just like Trav said, you got to go home to that person, and y'all doing this, that. Now, if it's just a girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever the case may be, you got to understand what level that relationship is at. You know what I mean? Because initially, if you initially date somebody and y'all just ain't on serious stuff, and I know everybody has a different time that they introduce their other half to their family and their parents and all that. But if it's early on and that kind of energy kind of transpires, that could be tough, because it'd be like, okay, do I really want to go there and go out on the limb for this person that I don't even know if I'm going to be with, or do I'm going to go ahead and just say, hey, I need you to make sure you're respectful to this person, and that, because it can go a lot of different ways. But if this person is your husband or your wife, this is your other half, they always come first, regardless of whatever. You know what I mean? Which is another conversation that we need to have. About, because I always hear the one about who comes first, your mate or your children.
That was my next question. I'm glad you said that.
I didn't know you was gonna bring it on this one. Okay, go ahead.
Show him. So what if the children had an issue with your mate?
We were talking about stepchildren and blended families.
Blended families. What if let's say, I know, Trav, how you feel about the whole stepchildren and stuff. So, but let's say you get with somebody, they have kids, and everything is cool for like the first month. Well, because I hope y'all don't introduce your kids to a mate after a month.
Remember what I said? How long?
How long before you introduce your children to?
Hold on. Let me say this to that.
Let me ask that first.
Okay.
How long before you introduce your children to your mate?
Right away.
Would you? You would say right away, Jason. Okay.
Right away. Here's the reason why. If the kid don't like me and I don't like the kid, why are we wasting time?
Okay.
Well, because
We're gonna. Okay, I get you, Jason. I get
Like
that.
straight up, this is I don't like this little bad motherfucker.
Shut up.
Why stay with him?
So here's my thing. When you're with my cousin, I love him, but Jesus,
That's what I say right away.
that's the raw shit. But when you're with somebody and you start dating somebody with kids, I would not introduce your kids to them. My quota, I would say, is at least 6 months. But that is with you talking to that partner or hanging with that partner frequently for those 6 months, so you can get to know them first. That's what I would say. Go ahead, Trav.
This question should be divvied up to women and men, because here's the thing: for a woman, if that boy is really blowing the bedroom up, you gonna introduce him to somebody. Like, you can say what you want. That's you can shake your head. If that boy walking around with boxers on and one of his nuts falling through his shorts, you gonna tell somebody about this. Stop playing.
Don't make you want to introduce you to the kids because there's too much.
Not women, not men. Women. But
Women.
the question is women. But the question is,
women, don't do that, please.
How long would it take? For me, man, that's I'll be uncomfortable, period. I ain't gonna lie. I'll be uncomfortable.
Trav,
no, the question is, the first question, don't say you're uncomfortable yet. How long do you date somebody before they meet your kids?
That's gonna be tough. I'm not uncomfortable.
I know you're not there yet, Trav. I know
you're No. I'm just saying it would be hard, like, just to be like, hey, here's whatever.
How do you think it's supposed to be done though? Do you bring them to your
house? I don't know, y'all. Maybe y'all at a park.
Public places.
Maybe y'all in the park and y'all in the park, you flying a kite and y'all bump into each other. So hell, I don't know.
You do it at a public place first.
Yep, public places.
Parks, amusement centers, whatever. You meet at you guys know what you're doing, you and your mate. And you
don't let the kids know.
You don't let the kids know. And you bring them to a public place. You go, hey, how you doing?
How old is these kids we talking about?
There you go.
Let's say that is true. Let's say they are 15 and under.
Oh man, if they 15, they know what time it is. I think I'm knocking your mama down, bro. Like,
so Jay, let me ask Jason a question. So Jason, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You would go to a lady's house.
Jason will fuck it with the kid in the other room the first day.
I'm gonna tell her go put your baby.
I'm sorry, that's
in
my
your
cousin.
mama
I know
room.
how he is.
Hey, Jason,
go put your baby in your mama room.
So what if you brush shoulders with Leon, her son, and you go into the refrigerator to get a beverage because you're parched? How does that work?
I'm gonna tilt that motherfucker up. I'm gonna guzzle all of it, and then I'm gonna look at him and say, "You want some breakfast?"
He gonna baby boy his ass.
Baby boy.
He gonna baby boy his ass.
I got so mad at my soul right there.
That's what I'm doing.
Youngster.
It's about butter.
I wouldn't even
motherfuckers. So I don't run a revolve. Like, this is the thing. Like, if I'm dating somebody, they have to be sustainable to be around before I introduce them to my kids.
Right.
I'm not introducing my kids to any and everybody. There has to be some type of stability between me and the other person in order for me to introduce my kids to. I mean, and if I do just because something needed to happen and he was just so happened to be there and my kids were a part of that, I'm not going to introduce him as my boyfriend or somebody. I'm going to be like, this is so-and-so as just a friend, like a neighbor almost. It's not going to be like, okay, this is what it is. So it has to be some time, because I'm not introducing my kids to somebody that's temporary and that I think is temporary, because I don't want them to see me in the light of, oh, my mom had we had all kind of uncles growing up. We had Uncle John, Uncle this
Right.
person, we had
That's that
cousin
old-
this person,
For
and then
real.
the neighbor came up. No, because I'm raising, as you guys know, I have girls. I'm raising young ladies, and when I'm raising young ladies, I have to let them know. Like, I wouldn't even take. This is the thing too. If I haven't dated you for a year, I'm not taking you on any trips with my kids either, because we have to be able to date each other for at least a year before we even plan a trip. This 6 months here, 8 months here, doing this, and oh, now we're going on a family trip. For what? We're not a family. These kids belong to me. What are you doing with me and my kids for us to go on a trip and stuff like that? So I have expectations that need to be filled with my kids, and I feel like I will be able to determine if this person is not, I don't want to say like a good fit, but I'm just saying, like, before I evolve into a relationship, I want to make sure everybody is comfortable, including the other person and my kids. And at our ages, they most likely have kids too. I want their kids to be just as comfortable with my kids. I want me to be comfortable with them. And then not only that, I want to be able to be comfortable with their mom, because that is a relationship that has to be established as well.
Right. Go ahead, Trav.
So this is where I come in. I gotta say and I play a lot, but I'm gonna say something off what Jason said. He said he would say something to her son, her 15-year-old son. And for me, this is where I have to think for us in the situation, because I want the kids to always look at you in a certain way. This is the way I think. So, and I don't want them riding in their car 5 years down the road and be like, that motherfucker was in there with my mom having sex with her down the road, and it reflects back to you. So in my mind, I don't want to meet him I don't even want him to see me under those conditions in a situation. I wouldn't even want to brush shoulders with him, any of that. That's where I gotta think for the most healthiest situation, the healthiest situation to put us in long term. I don't think you should do that, because the bottom line is, and like I said, I'm not a stepfather. That's not that I don't even like the way that sounds. But I don't want to also, I'm not, but I'm not
Call it a bonus. Call it a bonus person.
okay. I don't like that either. I'm not that type of person that wanna to want to do that to the kid. Like, I don't want him to feel like, oh, he's with my mom. I'd rather, like you say, in a public place, I'd rather meet you at a hot dog stand and say, hey, how you doing? What's your name, young man? Da da da. Than to be in a situation where the first time you meet me, I'm sweating and I got a drink in my hand.
Right. Yeah. You
Let
don't
me
always
say this too.
look, hold on, Jason.
Yeah.
Y'all know I got 3 baby daddies. One rest in peace. Each mate met in a public place, spoke, built a relationship, 6 months, then introduced them to my children, or my child at the time. Was cool. I was with one for 8 years, and I married one and was with him for 10 years. And now I'm with another one, 5 years, about to get married. You just got to know. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Let Jason go first.
Go ahead.
Let me say this too. You got a 15-year-old son. He is not about to fuck with the new dude at all. He about to look at him like he is the infiltrator. Nigga, who is you coming up in here? Like,
not necessarily.
especially like me. Like, let my mama at 15, and she come home with a man. We about to beat this nigga up.
Did you hear what you just said? Did you hear what you just said? She brought him home.
Mm-hmm.
Or a public place.
That's
like what Trav just said. He was like, older nigga, hey young man, how you doing?
And you're
in
a public spot.
And I'm gonna act public.
So Jason, I think too is being a mother. Yeah, being a mother and being mothers and fathers, we know our children and we know the maturity level of our children. If we know that our children are automatically going to be apprehensive about meeting their mate, another mate, we're already going to have that conversation. So if me and you are dating and I know that my daughter is 14 and she's not having it, she doesn't want me dating because she's doing this, that, and the other, and she's going through adolescence and she got an attitude, I'm gonna say, hey, look, I want you to meet my kids. I think it's this time, but you know, my daughter's pretty apprehensive about it. So I think this is the best way of going about it. There's a conversation that needs to be had because the kids have to be comfortable. Just like I said, I want to be able to make sure that the guy that I'm dating, their kids are comfortable. And I want him to be sure that my kids are comfortable. So it's a maturity level. And all kids are apprehensive.
You do the 6-month thing, right? And let's say you really, really like this guy, but your kids don't.
That's my question.
What you gonna do? That's why I say introduce them right away. So just eliminate all that. Like,
are you see, that's the difference in me. I waited 6
months. I know men and women are different. You know,
I waited 6 months. I introduced them, but I have conversations throughout the 6 months.
6 months, right?
To my mate.
Nikki, I remember when I met your current. What I say? You FaceTime me. What was my first words out my mouth?
Who is he?
I said, who the fuck is this nigga? No hesitation. No. Look, yeah, she's a Jason. Look, and I'm like, but
you're not my son.
I'm your cousin. I'm still protected. Who the fuck is this nigga?
But still a protector.
But it doesn't.
And
look at y'all. And look at y'all today. And look at y'all today.
Look at me.
Later. Look at you and him today. 5 years later.
Oh, we gravy, baby. Everything is everything. That's my nigga.
Go ahead, Trav.
I got a question for y'all, and that's why I say for men, time works, and putting that in play, and with men because we like the structure. Most men do and say, okay, we're working towards this. Those numbers don't really work well for women because, like I said, you're emotional. So let me ask you a question, Nick. This is for you.
Damn, don't put me on the spot.
Fuck that. No, you gonna get this.
Yeah, I got something I want to say.
Get it. Let's go.
So you meet Greg, you like Greg, and you got your 6 month, 8 month, 12-month rule.
Okay.
You break down on the what? What's out there? The 495 out there? What is that? It is that the highway out there?
The 101.
No, it's the 15, the 8, or the 5. Pick one.
Okay. So you break down on the 5. Y'all been together 4 months. Y'all love it. Y'all done said little stuff. You care about each other, and bam, the car break down. You call him. Okay. The kids in the car. Who the hell is this? Who the hell is the guy that walk up?
Oh, this the guy. Remember I told you I met somebody, but remember I told you the whole time I'm having conversations with my children about him. They just
and I'm having conversations with him about my children. They just haven't met.
So when he walk up, he said, "Baby, you okay? How y'all doing?"
He wouldn't come up to me like that and say, "Baby, are you okay?"
Especially with the
when
kids.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you.
I'm talking about communication. So you asked me this question. So 6 months, 7 months, a year, I break down on the 5 freeway. Greg comes, my kids are in the car. Greg's gonna be like, "You guys okay?"
Yep.
Not, "Hey, babe, you okay?" He's gonna say, "You guys okay?"
And this is why I say you guys y'all really not thinking. When a man been planting his flag, he is territorial. What are y'all saying?
Can I
baby, you okay?
Can I chime in on this a little bit?
Yes, please.
I want to hear what you have to say.
Yes,
come on, Tony.
Please.
First and foremost, I believe that this particular segment of the show needs to really have its own show itself because it's a lot more deeper and a lot more important than we even think about. Because when you think about that, you're talking about kids, you're talking about intertwining with kids like that. You think about everybody on this panel is of a certain age that we've had experience in these areas. So when you think about somebody that could be maybe in their 20s and their 30s, that's never experienced before or getting ready to experience, this could be a lot of education for them to try to navigate that type of situation. Because it's a real, we don't go into relationships for it not to work and be wondering how we gonna make a blended family or a blended type of relationship or whatever. You see what I'm saying? So there's no real handbook on how to do that. It's really not natural. It's natural for you to be with a person and really, build a family with that person until whatever. But unfortunately, the reality of it it doesn't always work out. And then when it doesn't, then you're trying to figure out like, well, I want to start dating again. When I start dating again, do I meet, do I introduce my kids to this person? And then, like say for somebody like Trav. You were married for how many years, Trav?
14 together, 17 on paper.
14, 17. So for you, if I would have had the same conversation with you about 5 years ago when everything was, you couldn't even fathom really even how to go about it. But now you have a new perspective on it because you're now actually in that position. You see what I'm saying? Right. So I say that to say this.
And T is extremely uncomfortable.
And I think that, when you have younger people that are going through what you're going through right? And I say like, could be in their 20s, could be in their 30s, figuring out how to navigate this in a topic like this that we're going over right now. Like I said, I think it deserves a whole hour because it can be very educational for younger people. Because if we don't even know, with all the age and all the wisdom we have here, we're still kind of figuring out and having our different opinions on it. They really don't know. You see what I'm saying? So for me, I just feel as though this is a great point of the actual show. But I think this topic and this conversation deserves a whole show in itself because it goes so deep. You know what I mean? Like we really passionate about our answers and how we feel about that because we're talking about our kids. You see what I'm saying? And somebody else's kids as well. So that's just my whole thing. I just want to put it on it. So
I agree. So let me go to the initial question without going too deep. If your kids did not like your mate, how would you handle that? Let's say you guys were already together, already met, already in the situation. Go ahead, Tony.
I'm just gonna say this real quick. I'm not even gonna get too long on this. One thing that I've understood throughout time is that when you're married, you have children. If you go your separate ways, every child wants their mother and father together. So with that being said, it's going to be more normal than abnormal for a kid not to accept that new person. Because why? He wants to see his mommy and his daddy together, not his mommy and somebody else, and not his daddy and somebody else together. You see what I'm saying?
That's a whole nother conversation because I live that life. But
it's true though. Yeah, I'm saying, like I said, it's more common for your kids to want mommy and daddy to be together and have an issue with somebody new than it is for them to say, "Oh, just do what you want, mom. Just do what you want, dad. I know you just want to be happy." Nah, that ain't how it goes.
I have a 12-year-old son who has a great relationship with his father and a great relationship with my fiance, and they all get along great. And
but that's now though. Right. That's now though. And like I said, initially, like I say, every child wants to see their mom and dad together. I'm sorry. Every child wants to.
Initially, yeah. 100%.
Initially, yeah, once you get down the road. But when we're talking about that initial breakup, and depending on how young they are, they don't understand what happens. Like as a child, we've all been children before, right? Hopefully everybody didn't have to go through the situation of a divorce, but I know I did.
I did.
And see, I can't relate. I can't relate to this, Tony, because and I'm not cutting you off. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I can't relate to this because my parents I was 2 years old when my parents got divorced. So I never could relate to anything like that. My mom had one boyfriend in my life after my dad. And I didn't even, he was normal to me. It was normal. They were dated for 3 years. And so I was like, "Oh, hi." And, he was just like, he treated me and my sister, like almost like the homie type thing. Like we were homies. Do you
ever remember wanting your mom and dad to be together though at any point in your life? Wishing they could be together, especially when you see friends and their mom and dad together?
Never.
Wow.
Because I was too young and I didn't really know my dad then.
But when you've seen other people's family dynamic, if you've seen other friends growing up and it's their mom and their dad together, you never had any kind of inkling in your mind that, wow, that's the way it's supposed to be. I wish I had, you know what I mean?
I don't think I wish so. I don't think I wish so much. I don't think I wish so much my mom and dad. I wish a family.
But what better family to have is your mom and your dad together?
Well, no, not necessarily, because if you don't know really how growing up, you didn't really know your dad and then your mom marries somebody else, let's just say, you have that perfect picture because he's treating you, that man is treating you just like your
and I get that part of it. I get that part of it. But to see someone else and them not say that's not my stepmom, that's not my stepdad, that's my mom and my dad, somewhere else. Because I was the same way. Like my mom and dad got divorced before I even had memory. That's all I remember is them being divorced. You know what I mean? I never remember them ever being in any kind of romantic, nothing together ever. But did I see friends that had their mom and dad? To me, it was like, wow, your mom and dad are still together. That's just how normal it was for people to be divorced in my world when I was seeing. You know what I mean? So it was just like I long for that. I wouldn't mind. I wish my mom and my dad could have been together. And I think a lot of kids do want that. And the longer the relationship of the family goes, I think the more that a kid will long for that and the more resistance you will get bringing somebody else in the picture. They could be the greatest person in the world. But at the end of the day, I think every child wants their mom and dad to be able to be together. When you get older, you understand why. Because when I was a kid, I didn't understand why my mom and dad couldn't be together until I started having kids, and I'm not what. Then I understood. Okay, that's how it happens. That's how you not be in a situation where you're not with the parent of your child. You see what I'm saying?
But hold on. Go ahead. Go ahead, Tootie.
Oh, I was resting my arm there, but okay. What I was gonna say is my parents divorced when they started splitting up when I was 5, and they went back and forth until I was 7. And by the time I was 9, both of them were divorced and they remarried their current spouses. So they've both been married to their second spouse for the past 30 plus years. I don't think I ever went through I want my mom and daddy back together phase. And if I did, I'm too young to remember. So I won't say I didn't do it. I'm just gonna say I don't remember because I was really young when everything happened. But what I was gonna say is I've always known my stepdad. Like I don't remember my life before him. He wasn't my mom's boyfriend, but I don't remember life before him. And then I met my stepmother in a different way. But they were both like really good people. And I knew my mom and daddy just couldn't get along. They didn't like each other because they argue, they fuss, so on and so forth. And don't nobody want to hear this shit all the time. So for me, our family structure was both sets of my grandparents lived 5 minutes apart. My dad lived in one house. And then when we stayed with my mom's mom, we were right down the street. So I always had a family.
But Tootie, did you understand that more as an adult? Because most children, they won't really understand that dynamic or that part of it until they get older. So did you kind of get that at a young age, like 8 or 9?
I was 5. My mom was on the phone. Just to hear me out. My mom was on the phone with this lady. She hangs the phone up. She sits in this chair and she starts crying. And I said, what you crying for? And she said, because your daddy don't love me no more. I said, well, who told you that? Like, how do you know? And she said, because he got a girlfriend. Well, I knew he wants to have a wife and a girlfriend. That much I was sure of at 5. So from that point, he made another choice.
So looking back on that, do you think that it was right for your mom to expose you to that part of the situation at that age? Or you think that was something that you should have been older to be exposed to?
I don't blame her because that was the honest truth at that moment.
Absolutely. But I think that sometimes kids need to be able to.
I don't think she told me to be malicious. I think I just.
No, I don't think so either. No. Yeah. You just have to be the one that was there.
When she found out, but I mean, I don't think I think she just said it because it just happened in that moment. Do I think that she would change the way that she did it? She probably would. But I that's just how it happened in that moment. So
I know we kind of went in a second half to this topic, but we're going to finish this topic. We're not going to finish here, but we're going to stop the podcast right now until Sunday. I love y'all. Subscribe to L.U.S.T. Let Us Speak Truth on YouTube. And we out of here until Sunday.
Bye.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah.